Okay. Hi, I'm back. This is video number two. Um, yes, I'm in my room where I'm trying to um, find the best lighting situation. I pulled my shade down, my room darkening shade, to I think an adequate level. It was just blinding before. You couldn't see my face at all. Maybe you don't want to see my face, but yes, you do because you're watching the video. All right, so it is Friday at 4 o'clock, and I have no plans for the evening. I was supposed to go, or I had planned in my head, I had planned to go see The Cult tonight. I was very excited about that, and I thought I might actually have someone to go see them with me. They had like two or three sold out dates during the middle of the week, and I mean they play like every 6 months or something, and I've still never seen them. And there was a show tonight at the Music Hall of Williamsburg, which is annoying to get to. I'm in Brooklyn. It's North Brooklyn, and there's like no direct connection, so you have to go back through Manhattan. If you're not familiar with the area, you probably are familiar with the area. But anyway, so you have to go back through Manhattan and then take the horrible hipster L train. But it's not a bad venue once you're there, and right spot. Anyway, so yeah, so last night, or as of my bedtime last night, there were still tickets available, and I was going to buy a ticket, and then I thought, wait a minute, I haven't been sleeping this week. I had a mega migraine. It was bad. It was probably my second worst in my career with migraines, which only started when I was like almost 35, so I'm very old. A few years back. And anyway, so this was a contender for worst migraine ever, the sort that you think goes away, and then it's 2 a.m. and there's like an iron skillet pounding your temple. So I didn't sleep, and it really fucks with your head. I mean, it's not just the pain that keeps you awake, but like every half hour I would wake up, even without the pain, because your whole system is or messed up. So I was fearing another night like that, which I didn't have, and I thought I'll just be safe. I don't want to get the ticket and then be, I've only slept 2 hours and not want to go anywhere. So I procrastinated. I didn't procrastinate. I made the sensible decision to wait until this morning, and I thought, well, surely if they've already played twice this week, everyone who wanted to see them has already bought their tickets, right? I mean, who wants to go to the Music Hall of Williamsburg? It's just for this type of music anyway. The tickets are sold out, needless to say. And so now I have nothing to do. I'm just sitting around. I did get an adequate night's sleep. It wasn't great. I took the day off because I needed the time to myself, and I woke up at 5:20, and that was it. It was 5:20, and then I stayed in bed, and I was in like my awkward figure 4 leg hiked up sleep position with my arms. I sleep in a very strange position, and I stayed that way for like the next hour. The next time I looked at the clock, it was about 6:20, and then I just got up. But yeah, and then I took a nap because no one's here. I'm home alone. So I put normally if I take I put my my Insomnia hypnosis MP3 on, and I know if I've fallen asleep, if I don't remember this certain section of hypnotic speech towards the end of the recording, because I know how it goes. I've listened to it about, God, I don't know, hundreds of times, really. And I kind of woke up towards the end, but I had my eye mask on, and it was like I had taken Valium or something, which I do not take Valium anymore. I don't take Valium. I took it and I'm warning you people out there who have sleep problems, and you probably found this video by looking up insomnia, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you just saw my face and you wanted to watch it move and say things. But I have quite a few jars of natural insomnia remedies. This is probably my favorite. GABA. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but I use the Solgar brand, and this is my favorite supplement. I began using it after going through protracted withdrawal from Klonopin in 2006. I took this stuff for 6 nights, and because I was living in a place where, not here, another part of Park Slope, Brooklyn, not the historic part that I'm in, which is wonderful, but more south, prime slope, what they call prime slopes, like the middle. So anyway, there were people living above me, and I don't know what they did for a living. I have a regular schedule. I wake up, well, yes, I do. I have a conventional work schedule, or I always have. And I would go to bed at like 10:30, and I would have to get up at 6:30. And these people were always like throwing their pocket change on the floor above my head at 1:30 in the morning and stuff like that. I mean, throwing chains. They were throwing their keys. They were throwing their bondage equipment. They were, I don't know what they were throwing, but it sounded like all of these things in sequence. And so I went months without having a decent night's sleep. This was before the whole history here. At this point in my life, I expect to wake up at least 2 or 3 times during the night. That's a good night. And back in 2006, though, it wasn't quite like that. It was, sometimes I would have trouble staying asleep, or I would wake up too early, or I would wake up at 3 in the morning and then I would go back to sleep. But the people above me were, I think maybe they caused this. I would wake up over and over and over again. So I think my mom sent me the Klonopin somehow. She's from the South, lives in the South, and they always have drugs. It's like, they just, here, take these. I mean, so I took these for not a whole lot. I mean, it was just, a modest, like 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, some small, I think it was 5, some small quantity. And it was great. And I would sleep 6.5 hours, which is fair enough for me. I mean, 6.5 hours without waking up, it's a great night. I think I really need 7, or 7.5 is, 7.5, I can do anything. I can increase the weights when I'm lifting at the gym without any trouble at all, and just go all day, like full body recovery. I no longer look 80, and like my dad, he's not 80, he's 70, 71, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah. So when I stopped taking the Klonopin after 6 nights, because I read that it was like hundreds of times more addictive than cocaine, and I also had 2 friends actually, also insomniacs, also writers, who it's like the words won't stop circulating. You have to like pick everything apart. It's just the way you have to define things in your head at inconvenient times. It's like there'll be a topic, and you have to put it in the right words late at night in your head, and it just doesn't stop. So all of us are screwed sleep-wise. And they both had become addicted to Klonopin, and it was like years of them trying to come off of it. So I got really scared, and I quit taking it, but I also decided to wean myself off of it. I was tapering. At first I took half, and then I took a quarter, and when I finally severed myself, I was just bonkers. Not only was I not sleeping, but my computer just decided to go to sleep, and I was don't go to sleep. It's not that boring. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to just set for when I'm bored, the screen goes blank. So I got really depressed, and I was having like digestive issues, and just feeling strange. I didn't want to go anywhere. And then I realized that Klonopin and all the benzo class drugs work on your GABA receptors by increasing the uptake of GABA. So I thought, I will simply supply my brain with more GABA. So that's what I did, and I think it was helpful. And anyway, so now whenever I wake up 4 times at night, I take that stuff, and it helps to sedate me again. So try it, because I've met so many people with insomnia who've never even heard of it, which is weird to me. And passion flower is good. I also take tart cherry extract. I'm not gonna drink tart cherry. I'm not gonna drink 2 jars of tart cherry juice. Sorry. And they say this is good for like muscle recovery and stuff like that too. And I take vitamin B6, which assists with serotonin, and by virtue of, how does this go? It helps you produce serotonin, which is then converted to melatonin. Anyway, something like that. You can look it up. And chamomile tea, all these things at the same time. Calcium and magnesium citrate. And yeah, so ideally, all of these things will conspire to thwart whatever it happens to be that keeps me awake. Of course, the migraines are an entirely different monster, and fortunately I get them less frequently than I was getting them before I started using. If you're a female, you might want to consider, are my migraines hormonal? So mine were. I was turning 35, and things start to go downhill, and my migraines were hitting at certain times of the month, mid-month, and then her moon time. So I started using this progesterone cream. This is Life Flow. This isn't working. There's too much glare. Too much light. Maybe if I turn everything this way. Is that helping? Well, you can look it up. Just the plain Progesta Care. It's not the one. There's another one, Progesta Care Plus, that has phytoestrogens, and that can make you worse. Trust me. It'll also make your boobs hurt. It'll make them swell a lot, but they're like rotten stone fruit. So don't do that. Don't. But I use a tiny bit on my forearms. The forearms, because your veins are very exposed there. And I'd read that you're supposed to put it like on your fatty tissue, and I don't have much anyway, but I would like put it on the places that might possibly jiggle, maybe. And it didn't work as well. So I say try the wrists and forearms. Just a little tiny dab. I don't use the full squirt. They say that the full squirt is a dose. Use as little as possible. Just like a little, I don't know, 1/8 or 1/4 of a teaspoon. Not much. Oh, do you like my shirt? This is a good shirt. It's a good shirt. I wear the shirt a lot. But yeah, there's the whole thing. Okay, that's all. Let's go back to me. I think I've covered all of my insomnia tips. Because everyone knows about, turning off your electronic devices and not getting your messing up your circadian rhythms by fooling your brain into thinking that it's actually daytime. You need to shut that shit down an hour before you want to go to bed. Maybe more than that. Some people say 2 hours. And I tend to sleep better on my gym days. It's true. I also, this is just for me personally. I don't know if it will apply to you or not, but if I can help anybody, that would make me, that would just be wonderful. So, if I stay cooped up in my apartment for whatever reason, like if there's a blizzard and I can't go out, or sometimes if I'm telecommuting from work, even though I really look forward to those days because I abhor the subways and I'm always afraid of germs on the subways because, well, it's practically inescapable. There are people everywhere, coughing, sneezing. You could walk in unknowingly into a sneeze cloud. I mean, if I could find a mask, if I could just wear a helmet or some kind of, war, like, what are those things called? There's a name for the thing that I'm thinking of. Something, I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, my dad used to have one. He might still have it. It's this big contraption. I think he wore it in Vietnam or something. But, no one can blow your head off with one of those things. So clearly they couldn't sneeze you into an antibiotic-resistant sinus infection that doesn't go away for 5 months and causes you to cough so hard that your ribs come apart. That's what happens to me. So it's pretty serious. But on that front, here's another tip, free tip. This is something you probably also haven't heard of because I didn't hear about it I didn't hear about it. No one ever told me that olive leaf extract will, I think the way it works is it disables a virus's replication mechanism. And I didn't believe that it could work, but I tried it anyway. Not the nose spray, but you have to get the extract. I recommend Gaia Herbs because they guarantee the potency. This stuff is incredible. I used to get 5 sinus infections a year. Seriously, 5 a year, and on average. And then I was really, really sick. I was unemployed at the time. This was like spring of 2013. And that's when my rib came detached from the cartilage. Actually, I remember all of it so well. It's one of the most. I've broken my knee before. I've been in a lot of very painful situations. This was the worst. I mean, it's like every move you make, your ribs are moving. You breathe, they're moving. You can't twist. You can't bend over. You can't dance. And I love dancing. You can't do your stomach crunches. You can't, all these things, singing, coughing, laughing, everything. It stands to, like, if you're mending, it stands to break it apart again. So it's horrifying. And it took me about 6 months before, I remember it was into Ren Fair season, which is, late summer, before I felt like, okay, I can wear a corset and, I can go out dancing again. And, so take if you have like an immune system, deficiency of some sort, or not, like, I have low immunoglobulin, that's my circumstance. So, and I have a cyst in my, left upper maxillary sinus, like right where the opening is up there. I've seen it on film. So if everything gets inflamed, if I get a cold or something, it gets inflamed and nothing can come out. So it's just this, like, incubator of disgustingness. so that's why I get the sinus infections. But after I started taking olive leaf, sorry, I'm going all over the place. I'm not very good. This is like a bad job interview, isn't it? I'm interviewing for making new friends by sharing my my specialized knowledge, but I'm failing because I don't stay on topic. The olive leaf has taking it like 5 times a day now. I started taking it twice a day, and that was okay. It helped. But when I started taking it 5 times a day, I went a year and 3 months without getting sick, unless you count the flu, which it might have helped me get better from the flu because I only had it for a few days. But aside from that, the sinus infections, nothing, no upper respiratory infections, no colds, no anything, for a year and a quarter, which is incredible, isn't it? I also use Alkalol. It's a solution. I don't have it in front of me. It's in the bathroom, and I'm not going to go run and get it. But this was something I learned about going to an ENT specialist once when I was sick, like back in 2012 or something. And he actually he was like this renowned ENT doctor, and his walls are covered with plaques and awards. Aside from learning about Alkalol, he did nothing for me. But it was a good, I mean, I've been using it ever since. He stuck a tube up my nose that had the Alkalol solution in an aerosol form, and he just sprayed it up there, and I could breathe for the first time in weeks, really. So I asked him what he did. I actually went back to him just to find out what that was. I mean, it was temporary. It just lasted for a couple hours, and then I was in hell again. And he didn't give me antibiotics because he was an asshole. That was a dust or a fly. I don't know. Anyway, so you get the Alkalol. It's like $7.99 at the drugstore. We have it at a couple drugstores on 7th Avenue and Park Slope. And you can also order it from drugstore.com, I think, or Amazon for sure. But I dilute it with distilled water, and I use my squeeze bottle. It's not a neti pot. It is a squeeze bottle that came with a bunch of saline packets. The saline is okay, but this stuff will disinfect, and it really cleans you out. You can, like, I blow some nasty shit even when I'm not sick, and like this, it's like sticky. Again, I'm not making any friends here, but yeah, okay. And I think, what else is I going to talk about? Migraines, insomnia. Oh, okay. So with migraines, here's what I do. I can't really tolerate there are a lot of medicines I can't tolerate. Even Advil. I'm hypersensitive to Advil. People are like, oh, my migraines. I mean, what do you mean Advil? It's not a migraine if Advil helps it. Oh, hell yes it is, and I will wring your neck. It's there. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. If I have tinglies up and down my legs, and the anxiety feeling, and digestive issues, and dizziness, and nausea, and it's pounding in one temple, I think it's a fucking migraine. I look very vicious, especially with this bracelet, but so my neurologist is not really my neurologist, it's just the guy that I went to. He's like, here's what you can do to prevent them, without really taking drugs. He said, take the vitamin B2. He said 400 milligrams. I just take 100 milligrams a day. And again, magnesium citrate is very good. He said 400 milligrams. Okay, so I take about that amount. And, feverfew and butterbur. I think butterbur, but I don't do either one of those because there were some side effects that were listed, and I don't want any side effects. So I take that every day. And, the progesterone cream, again, that helps it helps with sleep and migraines, actually. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard about the Daith piercing, or it's actually supposed to be pronounced Doth, I think, or Doth. It's Hebrew. Piercing that's this cartilage that's like deep in your ear, or not really deep, but it's like where your earbuds would hit, like the top of where your earbuds would hit. I'm thinking about getting that pierced. I just had a correspondence with someone on Facebook in the BPAL, I think it was BPAL Parlor. Anyway, she had a very successful experience with hers, and I've been watching other people's videos online about it. My only concern would be, since I have insomnia and I require Max Wax earplugs, like pressed as deep in there, like so far in my ears that it produces a painful suction. Sometimes I worry I'm going to damage my hearing with these things, but I have to have it. I mean, there are motorcycles outside. Even with my white noise machines, I hear that shit. So I'm worried, how would I, with a sore, freshly pierced, a slow to heal cartilage hole, how am I going to wear my earplugs? And then how do I mean, I guess I can go without listening to my headphones for a week, maybe. No, I can't. I would just get probably some different headphones. But anyway, so I'm thinking about doing that very seriously. There's a piercing place at the south end of my neighborhood that's like the best in New York. So I might go down there pretty soon. Soon as in like the next month. When I get the courage and decide, okay, it's all right if I don't sleep one night with my earplugs. It's not okay. Okay. I need to correct my posture. And I think that's it for now. I don't know if I can upload a video that's this long. I have not yet. I'm so new to this. I don't know how to edit these things. I'm sure I can figure it out, but not yet. I don't want to mess with that. It's about half an hour. I'm about half an hour into this. I think I'll be able to upload. I should have come closer to the camera, shouldn't I? I should get a little closer. No, I shouldn't. But, yeah, so maybe I'll make some new friends on YouTube. That would be great, because my real life friends, where are they? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Women don't like me unless they're gay or bisexual or something that would cause them to be drawn to me physically, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe it's just no competition type of thing. I don't know. I've just had some really bad experiences with the ladies. No luck with the ladies. Stealing my clothes. Stealing my ideas. Just basically being, it's not funny. It's not funny at all. It's heartbreaking. And then fortunately I do have a few male friends still who, despite, well, it's usually the ones who aren't dating anyone, but if they get married, then it becomes troublesome. And the psycho, my best friend from high school, got married to someone whose birthday was the same day as mine. It's so weird. Went to their wedding, like I flew across the country to go to their wedding. She said, you can't be friends with her, basically. And for a while, he would defiantly call me periodically so we could have fun and talk. And I'm nowhere near these people. And it's like, no, you can't be friends with her. No. So, but, okay, so, that aside, yeah, I still do have a few guy friends who, aren't weird about, like, having an intergenderal, is that a word? It's not a word. Who just aren't put off by actually just being a friend to me. So that's good. So maybe I'll get together with one of them this weekend. My significant other is not in town, so I'm all alone. Anyway, Bye. Bye bye. Bye everyone. Bye.